What's up, guys? It's Ethan G back here with another interview. Today I am in the Coffeehouse in uptown Normal, and I am here with what I would call a local legend in the Bloomington-Normal scene, Gregg Brown.
Hello?
Yeah, thank you for being here, Gregg.
Oh, this will be fun.
Yeah. No, we just finished up my last open mic of the summer, and it went pretty well. Gregg, you've been at most of them this summer, and we usually perform a little bit together. Have been for the last couple of years.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, just start with this. I guess it probably makes sense to kind of tell people how we met, how we came into this friendship.
Cool. Well, I've been part of the MBO, the Music Business Organization. They're a student group at ISU, not as a student, but as a community member. You walk in, you can be part of things. And so I was part of these open mics, and then I would also come to some of the meetings just to be involved. And that went on for quite a number of years. And then, of course, 2020, it all got shut down for COVID. And
Killed
so that
everything.
kind of thing just didn't happen. So then the world went through that. And then something like 2022, they started it again. And I heard about it. And I came to one of the open mics, and of course, it's with students. It's a year or two goes by. You got different people. So when I came to the first one in 22, I remember there was one person I knew from before, Emily, and then there's a group of people, and then you were one of them. And you were the person I kind of clicked with. And it was easy to talk to and kind of like just touch base with. And over the period of time, you were the person that I got to know a little bit. So,
I started getting more involved with that club when I was still going to ISU, and I started getting more into putting on open mics and things like that, shows. And now I'm about a year and a half out of school now, and I've been doing summer open mics, and that's been a cool way for us to stay connected. And I'll say Gregg comes to just about every single open mic. Every once in a while you might have to miss one, things come up, but you're usually, I can always count, even on days when no one shows up, I can count that you will be there and we can play a little bit together and have a good time.
Well, the local music scene is a big part of my life, and open mics are one way. It's like the first step on the ladder. You walk in and put your name down or whatever, and you can be a part of it, and it gives you a chance to kind of see how it feels and whatever. So in a community scene, there'll be different ones that some of them last for years, some of them just last a little while, and so you in different places, and they're all run a little differently. So you kind of get to know the feeling of just the different ones, and over a period of time, and over a period of time, you get a chance to be a part of some cool things, and so it means a lot.
Yeah. So for one of my first questions, just kind of I'll touch base. How long have you been in Bloomington-Normal area? Were you born here, or did you move here at some point?
Well, no, I was raised on a farm outside of a little town about 100 miles northwest of here. But when I was 18, I came down to go to Wesleyan in '67. Like I say, and I think of it in the spring, I was a high school senior. In the fall, I was a big step to leave home and be a college freshman. So that was a big, but then I would move away. And I think I moved away, I moved back, I moved away, and then I moved back in '85, and I've been here since '85.
Okay, yeah, so good, what was that, like 30 years, 40 years? Yeah, probably closer to 40 years. I can't math in my head right now.
Yeah, '85 is a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's 1985.
Yeah. So you've been here for give or take 40 years. So how long have you always played music, or was it something like you kind of came into more after you came here?
Well, my story's different than a lot of people. A lot of musicians, they just know, and they're like a lot of the real rock and roll stars. They were doing their greatest music when they were early 20s or somewhere like that. I didn't realize I could be a musician until I was in my 40s.
Okay.
My story is different than a lot of people's in that way, but it just didn't. I loved music, but it just didn't feel like something I could do until a lot of factors came together, and all of a sudden it was just a little step to. And then I started from when I started doing music. All I did was I was coming up with little songs and it was just singing, and then after a while, and I would capture on cassette tapes. It was in the 90s, and the technology at the time was you'd have a blank tape and have a cassette recorder, and just put in the blank tape, and then you could just go and
Yeah.
So that part, but it was really easy to. Pretty soon a period would go. One of my creative little evenings would come by, and by the time I was done, I'd have a cassette full of music, original music, little songs and little. It came out of my journaling.
Ah, okay.
I was journaling, and I found that I could just find, if I wrote a line or a couple lines, just find a little simple little melody go along with, hey, it's a song,
Yeah.
And then a couple of years went by, and then, well, wait a minute, I should learn to play an instrument, and then I could do more, and then just little, instrument by instrument. So that's how it worked, and it's been I've met where I've been really, really fortunate is in meeting some and having a chance to play with some really good musicians. So that's been something that's really been a high point in my life. Just being fortunate enough to just cross paths and having a chance to really play music and learn, from some really good people and not good people and good musicians, and that's been just the creative side of my life.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So back in the 90s, so you were throwing your own little mixtapes together, essentially.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And the fact that a lot of those songs were coming from journaling, that's really interesting. And it kind of makes sense listening. Is that kind of still a method that you follow with some of the stuff you do now?
I haven't been doing that exactly. I haven't been writing a lot of songs. I never have written like prolifically. Is I have songs because it's over a long period of time. Every now and then I've come up with one or two. But I actually haven't been doing it. Yeah, for a while that was just real easy. I was just kind of like going to the state of, just kind of coming up with a line or two, and then it just kind of like. And then the early '90s, and there it was called the time of the New Age, and I really felt a part of that. It was like the hippie movement of the '60s.
Yeah.
The counterculture of the '60s, but in the late '80s and early '90s, it was this movement was called the New Age, or one of the terms, and I felt really in sync with that. And there was incredible music that was coming out that was really fit that time. And it was music that was designed to be just as beautiful as it can be. Like rock is like power and energy, and also the best has beauty in it, but this was really just a lot of it didn't have words.
Yeah.
And it was just chording and like meditate to this kind of a thing. So it was just gloriously beautiful music.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'd come up with a line of writing, and then I thought, well, the first started where I'd be playing this music, and then I would write something, and then I found I was just singing it to what I was listening to, and then it occurred to me, well, wait a minute, if I just come up with my own I'll have my own songs. And so I found I could do that. I think I can do that, and it turned out I could. And once it started, it just. It was just.
You just fell in love with it.
And it was just powerful. And it was just endless, and it was just.
Started to take over your life probably a little bit.
Well, it was as much as it always had to be fit into my life, because I've never been a professional musician.
Yeah.
But I always found a place. Once it started, there was always a place for it.
Yeah.
And it was it just seemed endless, and it was effortless, and it was. And then meeting, crossing paths with good people, and taking steps, and first I started playing the piano, and then I said, "Oh, let me try to play guitar." My second instrument was a dulcimer. When the friend I was playing with said he makes instruments, and he looked at me one time and he said, "I'll make you a dulcimer." And I went,
"Okay."
Oh,
I don't think I'm familiar with the dulcimer.
Well, there's a hammer dulcimer, which is just a different style, and then there's a mountain dulcimer, and he made a mountain dulcimer.
Okay.
It has a tone that's comparable to a sitar, as I've been told. A beautiful instrument. I had a chance to go by his apartment and watch him work on it. And
that's cool.
For someone who's not a craftsperson,
he knew what he was doing.
A real craftsperson step by step work on something, and the thought that goes into it, and the planning, and the calculations, and it was really wonderful. And then when he put it in my hands, and it was like, I figured, well, it'd take me a year to learn to play it, and and it didn't. I just strummed it, and it sounded good, and I was like, oh, I was playing it immediately. It's like, whoa, that's my approach, find a simplified way in, and just see where. Then if you write the songs that fit that, it's kind of like a little trick. The songs you write fit what you do, and then it kind of work. You could kind of make something
kind of formulaic a little bit. Kind of throw it all together.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So anyway,
So your song kind of brought it up. I guess I can see the significance already a little bit more in the year 1967 for you. I kind of want to talk about that song a little bit. I've played it with you quite a few times at the open mics. We've jammed it, and just over time I've kind of come up with my own little way to play through it. So why don't you just kind of talk about that song, 1967?
Well, when I play it, I say three things about it. I say that it's an autobiographical song, and it's also a little musical history lesson and a tribute to the music, actually the rock and roll of 1967. And the autobiographical line is just, in 1967 I was 18 years old. I was 18 when 67 took over, which the point is, you're a teenager, you're young and impressionable, and this music is being, hitting the world, from these, I can think of them as, at that time, young geniuses, apparently. I mean, creating things that we didn't know would be lasting 50 years later.
You don't know it in the time when it's happening. You're just like, oh, I really like this, but then it becomes like the most pivotal music of the generation.
I think we had a sense that this is good.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a sense that this is, but, passing the test of time now, 50 years and more later, it's still important music. And so when it occurred to me to kind of like put it together, it really is just, it's that line about being young at that time, and then I just kind of do a list of the bands that kind of had their start, and it's a little fuzzy, not exactly, but that was really the early in their career.
Yeah.
And some of them are still playing music.
No, yeah, and I do love like everything you say at the beginning of the song is true. It's a tribute, it's a musical history lesson. Like, you definitely are just hitting a bunch of different little parts of that time period, and it's awesome. And I know that's definitely a favorite I think that's definitely my favorite song of yours.
Yeah, I felt
everyone
that,
always likes that one.
The room, I can tell from over the different times, the room and the people that are coming enough that they're kind of part of it, they feel that one.
Yeah.
And I can see people listening and kind of like, kind of
everyone
following.
wants to hear exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. So I love doing it, and then I do the songs. Once I've listed the bands, and then I go, Somebody Love, White Rabbit, Purple Haze, I Can See for Miles and Miles and Miles. So I kind of go through, and then I get to and then I say the Beatles. They were already huge stars for several years by '67, but I said, and in the midst of it all, the Beatles dropped in. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, maybe their most famous album. I don't know, but anyway.
Another one of your big songs, probably your biggest song known, Crop Circle song. I actually looked earlier today. It is over 62,000 views, almost at 63,000 views on YouTube.
Yes.
And that's since 2008, I believe.
I did that,
came out.
and I recorded the CD that it's from at one studio here in town, and then to do the video, I went to another studio. And when I wrote it, about 2000 or right about there.
Okay.
I mean, I wrote it and it took about a minute to just come up. It's 3 songs and 2 book titles. And it took me about a minute to write it. And then the next thought was, oh, that should be a video.
Yeah.
And it took me years to put everything together to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's a friend of mine, after it was up in '08, a friend of mine made a different presentation of the same video. So now there's the newer one. It's the newer presentation, and that's just reached 20,000.
Oh yeah.
So if you add them together, it's in the
80s,
83,000 range. So I mean, there's a lot of videos with millions of views, so it's not the number that's.
No, but it's like it's awesome that you know that it's reaching, because like the comments on it, especially there's loads of comments and people love it.
I think that what it is, it never was nationally or corporately presented. It's just been kind of word of mouth from person to person.
Kind of on the underground side.
Yeah, and what I can do, and so it just keeps people keep finding it and I run into people that recognize me from it every now and then, which is just so.
That's awesome.
It's been by the way, it's been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
And the crop circle song video, you can either find it on YouTube, crop circle song, or Gregg Brown crop circle song. But yeah, it's been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
And of the things I've done, that's been the one that's gone out to the world a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. That's the one that it definitely reached.
I know that I know it's been seen in other places and other people have taken it and played it for friends.
Yeah.
I've had people go to other countries and I say, well, when you're in other whatever country, show my video. And they say, oh, I will, or they'll come back and say, I did.
Yeah.
So that's been fun.
It's one of those kind of videos that just like if you see it, you're gonna be like, what is going on here? And you gotta just check it out, and then just kind of that. It's a very standout video as well, and song to begin with. Just that it's gonna stick with you after you see it. It's one of those kind of videos.
Well, the thing is,
it's unique.
It's about something,
mm-hmm.
and which made it is a.
Why don't you touch on that a little bit?
Well, it's about a phenomenon that's inherently interesting,
mm-hmm.
and so I think that's what catches people.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I presented the idea to the T-Zone that produced it, I said, do you know about crop circles? And he said, oh yeah, I know, but like he'd seen a record album or picture or two or a movie or something. But he didn't, like most a lot of people, he never just actually looked at 100 of them,
Yeah.
So I punched up a website and let him just kind of like flick, and pretty soon his eyes were like, whoa, I mean, it was just bigger and more interesting than, well, what, it was bigger than I realized,
mm-hmm.
And so I could just see, I've engaged his mind as an artist, So then when
get people thinking.
Yeah, well, yeah, and then when he got everything, I went home, and a few days later he had everything set up and gave me a call, and I came in and I he was a director,
mm-hmm.
And I just stand in front of the green, stand there and just do what you do. And into something I was really
cool collaboration.
Really proud of. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I love that. And on the topic of collaboration, you kind of touched it a little bit earlier, but you've met a lot of people throughout doing just your musical part of your life.
Yes.
And I know you're part of a few different kind of groups that have affiliations with like different bands and whatnot in that area. What are some of those, and what do you enjoy about collaborating in that sense?
Oh, wow. Well, music. Wow. Writers will sit in their corner and they'll write.
Mm-hmm.
Painters will set up in their studio and they'll paint. And musicians can do the same thing, all by themselves. But also musicians can get together and just create something together.
Mm-hmm.
And you're adding something, whatever, the instrument you're playing or whatever you're doing. And it's just, it's an incredible experience. To be on stage with some, or just in somebody's living room, and you're in the middle of this that you're creating together, and you get a beat and you get
mm-hmm.
a groove and you get the chord changes that everybody gets to get linked together with, and it's such a beautiful experience. It's it's ridiculously fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like
I didn't get really into playing with people more until probably like 2.5 years ago. I started playing drums more, and I do gotta say, getting to that point with friends where you just don't even have to speak about what you're about to play, like it all just comes from that moment. And even what we did a little bit ago when we all got up there and played during the open mic,
magic happens.
We didn't like, that was all very in the moment. Like, oh, you guys come up. Oh, you come up too. And we had 5 people up on stage, and it was awesome.
And we were listening to each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a conversation without speaking.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a very powerful thing to be a part of. It's like what this life can be. You're creating something with a group of compatible people, and you're sitting. And if there's an audience, they're out there digging it, and it's just you're not taking advantage of anybody. You're not, you're not exploiting anybody. You're just you're in a moment together, and it's just one of those things.
It's different for sure. It's a different kind of feeling. Like if you've never been in a jam session with people where it just clicks and you guys can just bring the best out of each other. It really is great.
I know for me, it's like I said with the new age music. I always try to bring beauty into it. It's like what I'm pursuing. The line I'm pursuing is beauty. And
that's definitely a thing with local music, especially. Like that's where. That's the easiest way to connect with people, especially going to something like an open mic or going to local shows and things like that. And, I kind of wanted to maybe get your outlook on the importance of local music and the community that comes with it. You've already kind of have touched on it, It's just great to be able to get with people and just play without saying anything about it. But I guess what does that mean to you, having a local scene that you can be a part of?
Well... Again, it's been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
It's been so many of my friends that I've grown close to, I met by being a part of that. Good people, solid, nice people just to be around. And as well as having some, when you're done, you've got something in one form or another, whether you've recorded it or maybe you haven't, but it's gone out, and the audience, you gave the audience an experience, and there's just so many, it's one of those things. There's so many good things about it, and if you're I know that it can mean a lot to members of the audience who find it, it's live, it's what's going to happen next, it's so get them away from a screen or get them away from isolation or something. They're going to be part of when it works, there's a magic to it.
Yeah.
So
no, I always I wasn't, when I first moved down here, before I was part of the music business organization at ISU, I wasn't really ever into like any kind of like local music scene or anything. And then, when I started becoming a part of that, seeing people up there performing, I'm like, man, that'd be cool to like do that or be one of the people putting on shows. And not that I'm some person who puts on shows too often or anything, but like I've definitely gotten to have those experiences of being up on stage and playing for people or putting on shows. And it definitely has changed I wouldn't be doing any of the stuff I do now if I wouldn't have gotten into any of that stuff. And it definitely has changed my life for the better.
Well, it's a good experience you're working with people. It's creative work, but you're also just like keeping it flowing, keeping it on track. It's what you're learning can apply in lots of different, I'm going to say lots of different ways in your life, and it's a good ability to have and to develop.
Yes. I have one last question for you. I guess it's a little bit more of not to go too deep, but a little more of an introspective question, I guess. But from my understanding, you've been like the person you are for quite some time now, and that person that I see is a very positive person, and you always bring good energy whenever you come around. I'm just wondering, do you have like a secret or something to how you stay so positive all the time? Like, I guess how do you do that? Because you always have such a good energy whenever you come around.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I try. I mean, the music kind of makes it easy, because if you're doing something you really love and it's really working, it brings out a good side of. I feel it brings out a good side of me, and I think it brings out a good side of the room and the people in the room. So the music is a real key to. People love music, and it plays all different roles in their life. But I, I guess I just rather I'd rather be positive than. I mean, you struggle. Everybody struggles with things, and everybody's got to deal with things, and everybody's this and that and everything else. But when I'm a part of this, it's just kind of like get into the spirit and get into the flow of what's going on, and just kind of lose yourself in it. And trance yourself into it, and again, the magic. You can't make it happen, but if you're doing it in a good-hearted way, the magic will visit often enough to make it a good thing.
I love that. Love that. Well, hey, Gregg, thank you again for not just doing this interview, but for always coming through the open mics. It's always a good time seeing you. It's always a good time playing along to your songs with you. I'm sure we'll be doing more open mics next summer when I do more of them or something. But do you have any groups that you want to shout out?
Well, yeah, my main group, the big group is Front Street Collective. Mm-hmm. We played at a few weeks ago. We played at Make Music Normal for the third year in a row. But this time we closed Friday night. We headlined, So,
yeah,
and we
awesome.
It was like. I can say one time, it's the biggest crowd I've ever played for.
Awesome.
By far, I'm sure. And once we set up, we were right on the stage, right beside there's the Normal Theater with its marquee saying, Make Music Normal.
Yeah.
There. And so there was a stage, and the crowd filled the street, especially once it got dark, as far as I could see. And you could see they were just grooving. It was like, wow, I can say I've seen that once, And it was a wonderful, memorable, I'll never forget that,
Awesome.
And it was we did Crop Circle Song.
Oh, perfect.
And I think it was because I've done it so many times, so many settings, so many different people. I think that, and I had friends in the audience, and I'm playing it with there was 10 of us in the band.
Yeah, no, you're playing with a great group, so it sounds
if you've heard me with a few people or solo, you maybe you've never heard. This is big, with horn section and everything. So we were putting out something pretty cool.
Awesome.
So I was real proud of that, and but yeah, that was a high point, peak moment of my life.
I love that. That's awesome. Well, again, Gregg, thank you very much for coming on and doing this. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, all that little bit of stuff. Thank you for watching. Go stream Crop Circle Song as well. I'm going to leave a link to that in the description.
Good.
Please check that out, of course. And until next time, thank you guys.
Thanks, Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
I was 13 years old. I was lovely we can be made, and Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Got my mind wandering. Get by with a little help from my friends. I was 18 years old. I was 1867. Old, yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Awesome. Thanks for the band.